It was a bright morning in the kingdom of Enchancia. The castle sparkled in the sunlight, and Princess Sofia hummed a cheerful tune as she sipped her tea. Clover the rabbit munched on a carrot beside her, while Whatnot and Robin chattered near the window. It seemed like an ordinary day, until a sudden shimmer of golden light filled the dining hall. Sofia blinked in surprise. "What in the world?" From the air appeared a floating crystal orb, glowing with soft golden and red hues. It hovered before Sofia's eyes and began to swirl with light. Then a beautiful voice echoed from within it. "Princess Sofia of Enchancia," said the voice, gentle but powerful. "I am Princess Elena of Avalor. I need your help." Sofia gasped. "Princess Elena?" Her amulet, the Amulet of Avalor, gleamed brightly against her chest, almost as if it recognized the name. Within the orb appeared a vision of a stunning young woman wearing a crimson gown embroidered in gold, her long brown hair flowing behind her. Behind her stood a magnificent palace surrounded by palm trees and sunshine. "Princess Sofia," the image said again, "my kingdom is in danger. A storm of ancient magic is growing stronger each hour. I believe it is connected to your amulet, the very one that once imprisoned me long ago. Please, will you come?" Queen Miranda entered just in time to see the orb's glow. "Sofia, who is this?" Sofia turned to her mother with wide eyes. "It's Princess Elena. She says Avalor needs help, and it's connected to my amulet." Queen Miranda nodded softly, understanding. "Then you must go, Sofia. If someone needs your help, I know you'll do what's right." Cedric the sorcerer poked his head through the door, holding his wand. "Did someone say ancient magic? Perhaps you could use the assistance of brilliant wizard such as myself." Sofia smiled warmly. "Of course, Mr. Cedric. I'd love for you to come along." Amber and James arrived, both curious and slightly concerned. Amber folded her arms. "You're going where now?" "To Avalor," Sofia replied. "It's another kingdom. Princess Elena needs help, and I think my amulet can take me there." James grinned. "An adventure to another kingdom? Now that sounds amazing." Sofia hugged them both. "Don't worry, I'll be back soon." Then, holding her amulet close, she whispered, "Take me to Princess Elena of Avalor." The amulet glowed bright pink and gold, surrounding her in swirling light. Cedric stumbled back as the room filled with sparkles, and with a burst of energy, Sofia vanished. When the light faded, she found herself standing on warm cobblestone streets surrounded by music, laughter, and colors she'd never seen before. The city was alive with banners, flowers, and sunshine. "Where am I?" she whispered in awe. "Welcome to Avalor," said a cheerful voice behind her. Sofia turned to see a young woman smiling brightly. Her crimson gown shimmered under the sun, and her eyes sparkled with courage and warmth. "Princess Elena," Sofia gasped. Elena stepped forward and extended her hand. "It's an honor to finally meet you, Sofia. You freed me from the amulet years ago, even though we never met. I've wanted to thank you ever since." Sofia smiled shyly. "You don't have to thank me. I'm just glad we can finally meet." Before they could say more, the sky darkened. Clouds began to swirl above the palace, and thunder rumbled through the air. Elena looked up, her smile fading. "Oh no, it's already begun." "What's happening?" Sofia asked. "The storm," Elena said, gripping her scepter tightly. "It knows you're here." A cold wind blew through the courtyard as the first drops of enchanted rain began to fall. And just like that, Sofia's journey in Avalor had begun. The skies over Avalor darkened as thunder rolled across the palace towers. The cheerful music and laughter of the city faded into silence. Princess Sofia clutched her amulet as purple lightning streaked through the clouds. Elena's expression grew serious. "That's La Tormenta Oscura, the Dark Tempest, an ancient storm that feeds on magic." Before Sofia could speak, Captain Gabe rushed forward. "Your Highness, the storm is moving toward the palace. It's not natural. Get everyone to safety," Elena commanded. "Sofia and I will hold it back." Cedric stumbled out of the doorway, clutching his wand. Hold it back? You mean that monstrous thundercloud? Elena smiled calmly. Yes, with your help, of course. They hurried into the gardens, where the storm had gathered into a spinning vortex of dark mist. Lightning struck the ground, and from the smoke emerged a shadowy woman draped in black. Her eyes glowed with silver fire. I am Marvella, she said, her voice echoing like thunder. Centuries ago, I was sealed by Avalor's royals, and part of my power was trapped inside the Amulet of Avalor. Sofia gasped, touching her amulet. You mean my amulet? Marvella smirked. Yes, child. When you freed Elena, you freed me. And now I will reclaim what is mine. Elena raised her scepter. You'll have to go through us first. The air crackled as beams of golden and purple energy clashed. Sofia's amulet flared to life, glowing pink and blue. Elena, our magic, it's reacting together. They joined forces, their lights intertwining. A brilliant swirl of magic burst forth, pushing Marvella back. Cedric flipped through his spellbook, shouting over the storm. Keep her distracted. I'm nearly there. Marvella struck again, sending shockwaves through the courtyard. Sofia stumbled, but Elena caught her hand. Stay with me, she said, determination shining in her eyes. Together they focused all their power into one dazzling burst of light. The storm screeched, and then suddenly broke apart, scattering into the clouds. For a moment, there was peace. Only the sound of gentle rain remained. Cedric lowered his wand. Well, that was dramatic. Sofia exhaled, glancing up at the calm sky. Did we stop her? Elena shook her head. No. She'll return. Stronger next time. Cedric flipped to a page in his book. According to legend, she draws power from relics hidden across Avalor. If she finds them first, then the storm will rise again, Elena finished. Sofia nodded firmly. Then we'll just have to find them before she does. Elena smiled, holding out her hand. Together? Sofia took it. Together. As sunlight peeked through the clouds, the two princesses stood side by side, ready for the adventure ahead. The next morning, the skies over Avalor were bright once more. Yet an uneasy feeling lingered in the air. The people returned to the streets, but whispers of the storm spread through the city like a quiet warning. Inside the royal library, Princess Elena unfurled an ancient scroll across a marble table. According to legend, she explained, tracing her finger over the parchment, there are 3 relics of Avalor, the crystal of courage, the flame of truth, and the tear of harmony. Marvella's power grows with each one she claims. Sofia leaned in, fascinated. So we have to find them first. Cedric squinted at the scroll. Each relic protected by ancient magic, cursed traps, and possibly unpleasant surprises. Lovely. Elena smiled determinedly. Then we'd better get started. The first relic, the Crystal of Courage, is hidden in the Cave of Echoes beyond the mountains. Sofia's eyes sparkled. A cave? That sounds exciting. Moments later, they boarded Elena's royal airship, the Jockin Flyer. It lifted off gracefully, gliding above waterfalls and golden hills. Sofia marveled at the beauty of Avalor below. It's so alive, she whispered. Elena smiled. It's my home, and I'll protect it with everything I have. As the ship soared through the clouds, a Jockin named Skylar joined them mid-flight. Heading to the mountains, Princess? He asked with a grin. I heard rumors about dark winds circling the caves. Elena frowned. Marvella must already be near. They reached the mountains by dusk. Mist coiled around the cliffs as the wind howled through stone arches. Inside the cave, glowing crystals lined the walls, casting eerie reflections. Sofia held her amulet up for light. It's beautiful, and a little spooky. Suddenly, a deep voice echoed through the chamber. Turn back, or face the shadows of your fear. The ground trembled, and a giant stone guardian rose before them, eyes glowing red. Sofia gasped. It's protecting the crystal. Elena stepped forward. Then we'll prove we're worthy. The guardian swung its arm, sending waves of dust through the air. Sofia dodged and raised her amulet. I believe in us, she shouted. The amulet pulsed brightly, creating a shield around them. Elena twirled her scepter, channeling sunlight into a beam that struck the guardian's heart. It paused, then knelt, its glow softening to blue. "You have shown courage," it rumbled, fading back into stone. In its place appeared a glowing gem, the crystal of courage. Sofia gently lifted it, the light reflecting in her eyes. Elena smiled proudly. 1 down, 2 to go. But before they could celebrate, thunder rolled outside the cave. A dark cloud gathered in the distance, and Marvella's voice whispered through the wind. "You can't stop the storm forever, little princesses." Sofia looked at Elena. "We'll see about that." As they left the cave, the storm followed silently behind, waiting for its next chance to strike. The morning sun painted Avalor's sky gold and pink as Sofia and Elena prepared for their next quest. The crystal of courage shimmered in Sofia's hands, but its glow pulsed faintly, almost as if warning them that danger was near. "The next relic," Elena explained, pointing to a glowing spot on her map, "is the flame of truth. It's hidden in the temple of reflection, deep in the desert of Luz." Cedric groaned as he squinted at the vast sands from the airship. "Oh, splendid. A desert. My favorite place to melt." Sofia giggled. "Don't worry, Mr. Cedric. We'll make sure you don't melt. Too much." As they soared over golden dunes, the desert wind shimmered with heat. Sofia watched the sand swirl below like waves. "It's so quiet out there," she whispered. Elena nodded. "The desert tests not your strength, but your heart. The flame of truth can only be lit by those who are honest with themselves." When they landed near the temple ruins, the air felt still and heavy. Towering stone pillars surrounded an ancient doorway carved with sun symbols. Inside, the chamber was filled with mirrors of every size, reflecting their faces endlessly. "This place feels alive," Sofia murmured. As they stepped further in, the mirrors began to shimmer. Then a voice echoed all around them, soft but firm. "To find the flame of truth," it said, "you must face your own reflection. Speak what your heart hides, or remain lost in illusion." Elena frowned. "Our reflection?" Suddenly, the mirrors glowed brighter, and out stepped shimmering versions of Elena and Sofia, their reflections come to life. Sofia's reflection crossed her arms. "You act brave, but you're scared of failing, aren't you?" Sofia froze. What?" Elena's reflection smirked. "And you, Princess of Avalor, still doubt you're ready to lead your people." The real Elena clenched her fists. "That's not true!" But her voice trembled, slightly. The reflection smiled knowingly, then stepped back into the mirrors. The voice spoke again. "Only when you accept your truth can the flame burn bright." Sofia looked down, taking a deep breath. "I am scared sometimes. I worry I'll make mistakes, but I still try my best." Elena closed her eyes. "And I do doubt myself. But my people believe in me, and I'll believe in myself too." With those words, the mirrors shimmered gold and dissolved into light. At the temple's center, a brazier burst into flame, the flame of truth. Elena and Sofia approached together, the golden fire dancing gently. "We did it," Sofia whispered. Cedric mopped his brow. "Well, that was emotionally exhausting." But their victory was short-lived. The flame flickered suddenly, turning dark red. A gust of wind swept through the temple, and Marvella's voice echoed through the chamber. "Truth and courage won't save you, princesses. The storm grows stronger with every relic you find." Elena lifted her scepter, eyes fierce. "Then we'll grow stronger too." Sofia nodded. "Because friendship and truth shine brighter than any storm." As they left the temple, the golden flame followed them, glowing softly in Sofia's amulet like a promise of hope. Dawn shimmered across Avalor as Sofia and Elena set out on what they knew would be their hardest journey yet. 2 relics, courage and truth, now rested safely in Sofia's amulet, but both princesses could feel the pull of the last one, the tear of harmony. "It lies deep in the Enchanted Forest," Elena said, guiding the airship through morning mist. It's said to appear only to hearts that beat as one. Sofia smiled. Then we already have a head start. Cedric groaned from the corner, fanning himself with a map. Let's hope this harmony doesn't involve singing. They landed beside a silver river where the trees glowed faintly, their leaves humming with gentle music. Every step echoed like a note in a song. The air felt peaceful, yet watchful. This forest listens, Elena whispered. It can sense our intentions. As they walked deeper, fireflies began swirling around them in perfect rhythm. But when Cedric accidentally tripped over a root and grumbled in frustration, the lights flickered and the melody broke. The path ahead darkened. Sofia turned to him quickly. It's okay. Don't be upset. The forest reacts to how we feel. Cedric muttered. So even the plants judge me now? Elena laughed softly, easing the tension. Instantly, the glow returned. See, harmony restored. They soon reached a moonlit clearing where a crystal lake shimmered. 3 ethereal guardians rose from its surface, their forms woven from starlight and water. Princesses of courage and truth, the first guardian intoned. Only those who understand harmony may receive the tear. How do we prove that? Sofia asked. The second guardian's voice rang like a bell. By mending what is broken between you. A sudden gust of wind lifted them into a glowing vision. In it, Elena stood before her council, angry and uncertain. I can't protect everyone, she cried. Beside her, Sofia looked small and silent, unsure how to help. Elena's real self gasped. That was when I doubted my rule. Sofia stepped forward in the vision. And I should have spoken up, to remind you you're never alone. The two clasped hands. The vision dissolved into gold. Back in the clearing, the lake blazed with light, and from its center rose a single shimmering drop, the tear of harmony. Elena caught it in her palms, its glow mirroring her heartbeat. It feels alive, she whispered, but then thunder roared across the forest. The tear trembled, pulsing red. Clouds swirled overhead, and Marvella's laughter echoed through the storm. You found what I needed most, her voice thundered. And now, princesses, it's mine. Bolts of dark magic struck the trees, and the relics in Sofia's amulet blazed dangerously. Elena gritted her teeth. She's here. Sofia held her ground. Then it's time we finish this, together. Lightning flashed, and the final battle for Avalor began. Dark clouds coiled over Avalor's sky as the storm returned fiercer than ever. Lightning flashed purple and gold across the horizon, and thunder rolled through the mountains. From every tower and village, people looked up in fear. At the center of it all, on the palace balcony, stood Marvella, her cloak of storm clouds swirling behind her. You thought you could hide the relics from me? She thundered. They were created from my magic. They belong to the storm. The relics, the crystal of courage, the flame of truth, and the tear of harmony floated from Sofia's amulet, spinning in the air around Marvella as she began absorbing their power. Sofia reached out desperately. No! Stop! Elena lifted her scepter, light bursting from its jewel. You won't destroy Avalor, Marvella. Marvella laughed, her voice echoing across the valley. I don't wish to destroy it. I will remake it, in my image. Bolts of magic collided as Elena's golden light clashed with Marvella's dark energy. The sky exploded in color. The entire city trembled. Sofia joined in, raising her amulet high. A beam of pink light shot upward, merging with Elena's. Together they pushed back the darkness for a brief, blinding moment. Cedric and Skylar swooped down from above. Princesses, she's drawing power from the storm clouds, Cedric shouted. You must break the connection. Elena looked to Sofia. We have to reach her heart. The magic within her isn't pure evil. It's pain. Sofia nodded. Then we'll show her there's another way. They ran across the balcony as wind roared around them. Lightning struck nearby, shattering stone columns. Marvella raised her hands, sending a wave of energy that flung Sofia backward. Sofia! Elena cried, racing to her side. But Sofia slowly stood again, her amulet glowing brighter than ever. The Amulet of Avalor gave me the power to free you once, Elena. Maybe it can help. Free her too. Sofia closed her eyes, letting her amulet's light expand. The relics stopped spinning, caught between Marvella's storm and Sofia's warmth. The light enveloped Marvella, and her voice faltered. "What is this?" "Hope," Sofia whispered. "And harmony." Elena raised her scepter beside Sofia, joining her light. Together, their magic formed a golden heart-shaped aura that surrounded Marvella. The storm winds howled one last time, then fell silent. When the light faded, Marvella stood still, her dark armor cracked, her eyes soft and full of tears. "I had forgotten what light felt like." Sofia smiled gently. "Now you can remember." The clouds broke apart, revealing a radiant sunset over Avalor. The storm was gone. Elena turned to Sofia, her voice full of relief and pride. "You did it." Sofia shook her head, smiling. "We did it." As the people of Avalor cheered below, the two princesses stood hand in hand, their magic glowing softly, proof that courage, truth, and harmony could conquer even the darkest storm. The first rays of morning sunlight spilled across Avalor's rooftops, washing away every trace of the long night's storm. Birds began to sing again, and flowers glistened with dew, as if the entire kingdom were waking from a bad dream. On the palace balcony, Sofia and Elena stood side by side, their gowns softly glowing in the dawn light. Marvella, now free of her dark armor, knelt before them, her eyes reflecting both sorrow and peace. "I spent centuries trapped in my own storm," Marvella said quietly. "But your light, it reminded me who I was before the darkness." Sofia placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "Everyone deserves a second chance." Elena nodded firmly. "Use yours to help Avalor heal. That's the truest magic of all." Marvella smiled faintly, then dissolved into a swirl of silver mist that rose into the clouds, returning the storm's power to the skies in peace. Below, the palace courtyard filled with joyful cheers. Townspeople waved ribbons and sang songs of celebration. Skylar, Miggs, and Luna soared overhead, trailing glittering light through the air. Even Cedric couldn't hide a proud grin as he adjusted his crooked hat. "Well," he muttered, "I suppose saving an entire kingdom deserves at least some applause." Elena laughed, embracing him warmly. "For once, Cedric, I think you've earned it." Meanwhile, the relics, the crystal of courage, the flame of truth, and the tear of harmony, floated from Sofia's amulet and merged into a single radiant gem that pulsed with golden energy. Sofia looked down at it in awe. "It's beautiful." Elena's eyes softened. "It's Avalor's heart, reborn through your kindness." They both watched as the gem transformed into a new insignia on Elena's royal scepter, symbolizing the bond between their worlds. Later that day, a grand celebration filled the palace. Musicians played, children danced, and banners of both Enchancia and Avalor hung side by side. Elena stood before her people, addressing them with a radiant smile. "Today, we celebrate not victory but unity, because when courage meets kindness and truth meets love, no darkness can stand against it." The crowd erupted in cheers. As the music played, Sofia looked up at the sky where the last traces of the storm shimmered like silver threads. "I wish my mom and Amber could see this," she whispered. Elena smiled, placing a hand on her shoulder. "They'll be proud, because today Avalor and Enchancia are forever connected." Just then, Sofia's amulet sparkled, and a soft, familiar voice echoed, "Princess Sofia, your heart has proven worthy once again." The two princesses laughed, holding hands, as fireworks illuminated the sky in waves of gold and rose. "Until we meet again," Elena said with a grin. Sofia smiled back. "You can count on it, Princess Elena." As the music swelled and the stars emerged over Avalor, the camera panned upward, capturing the two princesses standing beneath the radiant sky, their kingdoms united by friendship, courage, and everlasting harmony.